Preston Foster. Coming your way with another episode of Waterfront. So, you two insist you're going to get some ducks, huh?
Not me, Captain John. Just Carl here.
You don't think I'd drag Terry down here at this hour of the morning on a wild goose chase, do you, Dad?
I'm afraid it's going to be a wild duck chase. It's not a feeding ground or a bird sanctuary within 100 miles of here.
Maybe so, but for the past 2 weeks I've been charting their migratory flight patterns. They passed over. I'll bet you we find some ducks.
Sure, about 1,000 feet in the air. But if you want to try it, it's all right with me.
Sure you won't come, Captain John?
Now, if it was a fishing trip, I might be interested.
Next time. This time it's ducks, not barracuda.
All right, have a good time, but don't bring back any of those funny-looking mud hens.
Yeah.
Bye. It's going to be a beautiful sunrise, Carl.
Sure is.
I can't ever remember seeing anything like that before.
Where did you see it from South Island? That's where we're headed.
Hey, Jim. Oh, hi, Dad. What are you doing down here this early in the morning?
Oh, I've checked half the docks in the harbor already. Got a bullet and a missing man.
Oh, criminal?
No, he's a resident from an old folks' home up the coast near Waverly.
Old folks' home? Why would the department be interested in something like that?
Well, he's been missing quite a while. We've been asked to find him. I got a picture of him in case you see him.
What a crop of whiskers. Looks peaceful enough.
Well, he is until he's crossed, and you got to watch out.
Watch out for what?
Well, you see, he's got quite a temper. The kind that doesn't stop until something happens.
Why would you expect to find him around here?
Well, he was reported seen around the waterfront. Goes by the name of Thomas.
Thomas, huh?
Yeah. Well, I got a lot of checking to do, Dad. I'll see you.
Okay, boy.
Carl, look. The sun's about ready to rise. Oh, breathtaking. How's it go now? God's in his heaven. All's right with the world.
Look at all those birds.
Beautiful. So many of them, Carl.
I've been charting their flight patterns. They passed over. I think Dad's in for a surprise. How's this for a duck blind, huh?
We're certainly well hidden, aren't we, huh?
Say we are. Wow. Would you look at all of them?
They almost blot out the sky.
That's what I call hitting the duck jackpot, huh?
It's almost as if there was some kind of sanctuary.
Not a chance. The nearest official sanctuary is over, 100 miles away.
But isn't it strange, honey, for there to be so many of them around this little island?
Strange. Lucky.
Aren't they beautiful, Carl? The way the sun sort of catches their wings, huh? Carl, don't.
Hey!
Don't you?
What's the big idea? Just as I had a perfect sight on that big one out front, too.
I'm sorry, I don't know what made me do that.
Whatever it was, honey, I wish you'd controlled it. Been waiting all week to get at these birds. I even talked Jim into letting me use this little beauty of his.
Carl, I wish you wouldn't shoot any of these birds.
Huh? Honey, what's come over you? You knew we were coming duck hunting.
Yes, but...
But what? Honey, what's the trouble?
I don't know. The way they fly over, so sort of trusting like I...
Don't tell me you've gone soft on duck hunting. Remember, these are wild birds.
Carl, they were white. Didn't you notice that? They were white. Oh, white.
White or not, honey. After all the family joking about what a great hunter I am, you don't want me to go home empty-handed, do you? I'd never hear the end of it. you tie that? Complete bust.
Go away! Go away! Don't shoot my birds! Put down that gun!
Hey, wait a minute. I got every right to use this gun.
No, this is posted ground. No hunting allowed.
Posted ground where? I don't see any sign.
Well, it's posted anyway. These are my birds. I won't have you shooting at them.
This is open season, and I've got my license. I got every right to use this gun.
Well, it's posted anyway. These are my birds. I won't have you shooting at them.
He's right, Carl. They looked as though they were coming down to settle and rest when you shot.
Now,
You
wait
better
a
do as
minute.
he says.
It's enough to have this character talking that way. I've got every right to hunt here.
No, you mustn't use the gun. If the birds hear gunfire, they'll pass over without stopping.
Well, I mean to get a couple before they go.
Please, Carl, we'd better go. It doesn't seem right to shoot at them here.
One or two won't make any difference, honey.
I warn you, young fella, you better not kill any of those birds. You didn't heed my warning. You killed one of the white birds. I tell you, you'll rue the day you violated this sanctuary.
Now, hold on. This is a rocky, uninhabited island, and all I do... Of all the strange... What's the matter, Terry? You look as if you'd seen a ghost.
Please, Carl, let's get away from here right away. Hurry.
You didn't let that old hermit bother you, did you? His birds, his island, his sanctuary. Who does he think he is, anyway?
Please, Carl. I want to go home now.
All right, honey. Not much fun, I admit, having somebody blow his top at you that way. At least we bagged one bird. Did you see where it dropped, Terry? Be around here someplace. That's funny. You wouldn't think a bird just disappears if it hadn't been shot at all, would you?
Carl, I think maybe we shouldn't have come so close to this island.
There you go.
Carl! Carl, you hurt?
My shoulder. I think I must have thrown it out of whack again.
Here, let me help you. Put your weight on me and it won't hurt so
Silly
much.
things to happen. I must have jumped from a boat to a wharf 1,000 times. Oh, I don't understand how it could have happened.
Hi, kids. Any luck?
Well,
What's the matter? What's wrong?
No, it isn't anything, Dad. I slipped jumping to the wharf. Wrenched my shoulder, that's all.
Hurt much?
Oh, it'll be all right in a day or two. Forget it.
Get it. I was afraid maybe the gun went off when it wasn't supposed to. How's your shoulder?
Oh, still a little sore. Serves me right.
What do you mean, serves you right?
How clumsy can a guy get?
Accidents can happen to anybody. Sure are a beautiful sight, aren't they?
I don't know. What's so beautiful about a bunch of gulls flying over?
Well, it depends on the kind of vision a man has.
My vision's 20/20. They look like the same gulls I've seen fly over the harbor 1,000 times before.
Sometimes a man can see more with his heart than he can with his eyes, son. I've been watching the gulls for over 30 years. Seeing them overhead, they kind of keep you company when you're alone and lonely. It'd be a very warm and comforting thing.
Maybe you're right at that.
All men in the sea love the gulls. When you're in close enough to see them, you know it won't be long till you're home.
It's the way Terry felt about the ducks, the way you do about gulls. She even got soft-hearted and squeamish about my wanting to shoot them.
Terry may not realize it, but legal hunting is one of the rights of all men. Give her a bell.
Well, got to go pick up that winch at the shipyard before they close.
Doctor?
Your son has a very serious basal skull fracture, Captain John. We'll just have to wait till he comes out of this coma before we can do anything more.
How long will that take?
There's no way of telling. If the fracture is too extensive, it may be some time. I'm awfully sorry. The next few days will tell. In the meantime, all we can do is wait and perhaps say a prayer.
John. How is he?
He'll be all right, Terry.
But is there any change?
No. Mom's in there talking to him.
Talking to him? You mean Carl's regained consciousness?
No, but Doc Peters wanted us to try something that they used very successfully during the war.
What's that?
Well, if you keep talking every so often to a man in a coma, a thought may get through to him. May help him snap out of it.
Any results?
Not yet. Would you like to go in? Any luck?
No, he just mumbled something about an old man.
An old man? Do you know who he was talking about?
No.
No. Just keep doing the same as we have been. That's all we can do.
It won't help, Captain John.
Terry.
It won't help.
Terry. Terry. Terry, what's the matter with you? What do you mean it won't help? Listen to me. We're going to keep talking to Carl and praying for him until we pull him out of this.
I know you will, Captain John. It's just that I'm afraid it won't help.
Why not?
I know this will shock you, but ever since the day we went to that island to shoot those ducks, after the old man pleaded with us not to, I've just had the feeling...
Had a feeling of what?
Well, it caused under some kind of an evil spell.
Terry.
It's responsible for these accidents and won't allow him to get better.
Terry, you can't believe anything like that.
I can't help it, Captain John. I know it sounds crazy. I just can't help
Those
it.
things only happen in books. This is the 20th century.
That old man warned Carl not to shoot the ducks. He said the island was posted ground.
Terry.
He said Carl would rue the day that he killed the white bird.
Maybe without realizing it, Carl did violate a sanctuary. But listen to me. That old man can't put a curse on Carl. People can't put curses on other people. You're imagining things.
Am I, Captain John? And what about Carl? Why doesn't Carl get better?
Terry, you've got to stop it. You hear me?
That old man.
Listen to me.
The old man will
Terry,
never get
listen to me.
better.
Not home.
Yeah, so I heard.
Her nervous condition, I hope she doesn't do anything foolish like going out to that island.
Think so, Dad? Look, if it make you feel any better, why don't we go out and check them?
Fine, but which island? Carl kept the location a big secret. I didn't get a chance to ask Terry.
It's a pretty big island. Take a long time to check them all.
Yeah. With Carl in a coma, every minute counts. Another day can mean a lifetime. Look, Dad.
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I heard the motor of your boat.
You know what's happened to Carl, don't you?
Who's Carl?
He's the young fellow who was with me in the boat the other morning.
The man with the gun?
You know he's in the hospital, critically ill.
I warned him not to shoot, but he shot and killed in spite of my warning.
But it was a mistake. Can't you believe it was all a mistake?
The birds don't even stop at the island anymore.
I don't care about the birds. You've got him under some kind of spell, haven't you? An evil spell.
A spell? So that's what you think. No, he shouldn't have done what he did, but I didn't put him under a spell.
I don't believe you. You're lying. You're responsible for what's happened to Carl, for the boom hitting him.
What happened to him is what happens to many people who've done wrong. They're distracted by their own conscience, by their own sense of guilt.
Oh, good morning. Here, go.
You understand him, May? Does it mean anything?
Only that I hope my prayers are being answered at last.
Dad, let me take a turn with you. Carl. Carl. Try to wake up, Carl. Try to understand.
You mean you don't want to see him die? It's not because of you that all these accidents have happened to Carl?
Oh, I don't wish him harm. I don't wish harm to anyone.
Oh, I'm sorry I lost my temper just now. I'm awfully sorry what I said about the birds. Perhaps they'll come back soon. I'll tell Captain John that it's all right and, well, that I was imagining the whole thing.
Little Captain John. Who's Captain John?
Well, Carl's father. He's at the hospital with Carl. I'll tell him I've seen you and there was never any spell.
Oh, wait a minute. No, you can't go back now. I don't want you going back to the mainland telling everyone about me.
Please, I must return to the hospital to see how Carl is.
You're not going to tell anyone.
But please,
Carl. Carl!
I'm afraid you must stop. You're subjecting the patient to too much strain.
If I could only get him to talk, to say something, we might find the key to this thing, Doctor.
I'm sorry, I cannot take the responsibility.
Doctor, give me one more minute, please.
All right, one more minute.
Let me try, Jim. Carl, the day of the accident, you talked about the gulls and the ducks. Remember, Carl? What about the ducks? What about them? Carl.
Ducks. White bird. Dead. He said not to shoot.
Who? Who said not to shoot? Who, Carl? Who? Where did it happen? Where?
South. South.
That's all, Captain John. This is the first sign of improvement he's shown. It'll have to be good enough for now.
Did you hear that, Jim? He said south. Maybe he means that little uninhabited island, the other end of the harbor.
He's sure off the beaten track, but we may as well take a look.
Honey, you try to get some rest.
In a little while, dear.
what are you going to do? Why are you keeping me here?
I don't know. All I know is no more harm must come to my birds. I've tried to help them and protect them before they're slaughtered into extinction.
I know you love the birds because they're trusting and beautiful. But so are people. They're trusting and kind. If only you let yourself see that.
No. Men will come with guns to shoot and kill. Like that boy. You'll tell them about the island and they'll drive the birds away forever.
No, they won't shoot on this island anymore. Not this island. Your birds will be safe here.
They'll be safe here, will they?
Oh, please.
Now all my work will be destroyed. No.
You're Thomas from Waverly, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Thomas.
All right, let's get going.
No, I don't want to go back to the home. Don't make me
Nobody's
go back.
asking you where you want to go.
Jim, let him alone. Let go of him.
What do you mean, let go of him?
He hasn't done anybody any harm.
No harm. You thought he was trying to do to Terry?
Are you all right, Terry?
Yes.
Did Thomas hurt you?
No, he didn't.
Let's get out of here.
No, I told you to let go of him.
Dad, you must be out of your mind. This man is police department responsibility.
Your brother Carl is fighting for his life, and I think Thomas can help him. Does this look like the work of a dangerous man? Where did you get these, Thomas?
The mother bird was frightened away by all the shooting. She flew off with the flock and abandoned her young.
And you decided to help him?
And I built that incubator with whatever scraps I could find. It wasn't anything to do with the Waverly home. You understand, don't you? Well, it wasn't a bad home, and they were real nice to us, but there wasn't anything to do except sit around in the sun and wait to die. You'll understand, I've got good hands. Still a lot of things I can do with my hands. And I don't want to go back to that Waverly home. I'm not ready to die. Can still do a little good.
Anybody with your convictions can do a lot of good. You were right about my son, Carl. You shouldn't have been shooting on this island.
Well, he's young, of course, and...
Right now, he's sick. Very sick. I think if you'd come with me and talk to him, you could help him. Would you do that for me, please?
You think I can help your boy?
I'm sure of it.
I'll go back with you.
Thank you. Thomas, I want to thank you for coming down here and telling Carl you've forgiven him for what he did.
I bear no grudge against you, young man. It was an honest mistake.
Thank you, sir. I'll try to think twice next time before I shoot.
Well, I guess that means we go back to the home now, doesn't it?
You know, we could use a bird sanctuary somewhere near the harbor. Closest one is over 100 miles away. I've been talking to the people down at Waverly. They're very happy to find out you found something useful to do. That's the main trouble with older folks, finding something for them to do.
Then I won't have to go back.
That all depends on the department.
Dad, the only interest the department has is, well, in setting things right.
Well, then it's all settled. I called my friend Captain Archer, Fish and Game Commissioner, told him all about you. He agrees with me that anybody who loves wild ducks and geese the way you do should operate a natural sanctuary for them. Well, you are now looking at the honorary chairman to raise funds to make South Island into an official sanctuary for wild birds. Well, we hope you enjoyed tonight's story, and that you'll be with us next week for another episode of Waterfront.